sitting perpendicular to my space. And I will do this when I get back over there. I'll turn my body so I'm perpendicular. I'm left-handed. You're gonna flip-flop if you're right-handed. My left hand works on the outside of the book. My right hand works on the inside of the book. And this is really hard to train yourself to do it this way, like this. Because what I don't want is for me to keep going like that, because then my body starts to hurt. And if you want to make books for the long term, you want to do this. Yeah, Ricky's like, oh, you know what I'm talking about, and you've done it for a couple of years now, so you know how you can make your body ache. So my right hand is on the inside, my left hand is on the outside. I have scooted over my mat, or Peter's mat, to the edge right here, so I have a good edge. And I've got my signatures back here. The top is right here, whatever. I'm gonna pull over my first signature. And I'm gonna open it up so I have the inside right here on the edge. And it's weird because this is the same color. So I have my 2 kettle stations and I have my other sewing stations. I'm gonna start here at this kettle station and go from the inside of the book. And I want you to watch what I'm doing. I'm pushing my needle and then I'm taking my hand here, my right hand, and I'm pulling with my right hand.
But that's the outside book, not the inside, right?
I'm going from the outside to the inside. Is that?
Because some of us are right-handed, would we start at the other?
If you're right-handed, you're just literally going to be, you can start at either side, but you're
So you'd be
literally
like
going to be
you'd
sitting.
be like me.
Exactly. You would be sitting like this.
Oh,
And you
okay.
can start at either side. Like, that's not the biggest thing. The biggest thing is trying to figure out how you can be ambidextrous with this.
And for you, which is the top?
For me, the top is this.
Okay.
Yeah. Although
So you started at the top.
I might flip it around, like when I case it in, it might change.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm on the inside of my signature and I still have my needle in my right hand. I'm not torquing my body around. I'm gonna keep a couple inch tail there. This is the easiest book to start, I will say that. This is one of the easiest ones to start because we've done them where you have to lace them together and those are like, wait, what? And then you start doing the stitch on the third signature. This is the easiest one to start because I'm literally starting on the first signature. I can do what I need to do. So I'm gonna come out the second hole right here and I'm pushing it with my right hand. So those of you who are right-handed would be doing it with your left. And then you bring it out with your right, or with your other hand, your dominant hand. Okay, so now, because we want to keep these stitches all along on the outside, I'm gonna go in the next sewing station. So kettle stitch, kettle station, sewing station, sewing station. Same thing, boink. And now, even doing this kind of is like, ouch, a little bit on my wrist. And then I'm coming out my next sewing station. I love that you're practicing while I do it.
No, I'm just.
And then I go in the last official sewing station before my kettle station. One thing that I also advise people to do is to not sew up in the air. Sometimes you have to if you're, say, demonstrating to a classroom of children or whatever, but you want to keep your book on the mat. Okay, now I have gone in, out, in, out, in, out. I've got these 2 long ones. I'm at this last kettle station. So now I'm gonna take my bone folder, scoot back a little bit and bone fold. Then I'm gonna bring over my next signature and go inside with my right hand. Now I'm gonna go directly above where I came out, the kettle station here. This is where the fun starts. I love this stitch so much. I really, really do. It's so pretty. Okay, Now, notice I'm lining everything up so it stays lined up. And I also am keeping moderate tension. I'm not tightening things up to the point where they're like that, but I'm tightening them up so that they're not loosey-goosey. Okay, because this is not a stitch that you can backtrack a lot if you need to tighten up. It's a stitch where you would have to cut things off if you are too loose. Lautrec. I'm coming out the first sewing station up. And this is so cool, you guys. I'm so excited. Okay. Okay. Lining it all up. Okay, so I have this purple thread right here from my first signature. It's right here. I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go behind this thread right there. I'm going down. This isn't where it starts to look super cool until the third signature, but this is how we start. And then I go into the next sewing station on the signature I am at.
So you went in the first hole, out the second hole, through, and then into the third
Yeah,
hole.
basically I want to catch this thread.
Okay.
And I'm going into that next sewing station. Tightening up. Coming out the next sewing station right here. Okay, same thing. I've got my thread right here. I'm gonna pull it out a little bit and put my hand here. Can you see it? And then I go boink
Can you go
from the top
up
down.
top to the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I come out this kettle station, I gotta go in here. When I come out the kettle station, I'm gonna tie a square knot, and then I'm gonna hold this up so you can see. You're not gonna be able to like parse out what it is, but you can see it. So square knot is just that, and then you do it the other way. I also have a tendency to not cut.
Yeah.
It was these.
Oh, the lights
yeah,
are
it's these
flashing.
ones.
I thought it was lightning.
Oh, well, and now it's not raining.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Been doing that all day.
Then I'm gonna bone fold.
So will you do square knot at the end of each time, or just
No,
okay.
because there's the kettle stitch. Okay, so take a look at what is starting to happen. It looks like they're little twisties. Okay. And also notice, because I've locked on. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna bring over my next signature. I'm gonna go into the kettle station. I can find the hole. Pulling with my non-dominant hand, which is on the inside. Okay, now this is where the fun starts. I'm gonna come out the next sewing station at the kettle, or at the French link start. And now, I'm gonna show you right here. So we've got our little twist right here and right here. The one, don't sew in the air, I'm showing you because, so the one that we wanna pick up this time, because we're still gonna go down and out, we wanna pick this one up right here. You see this one on the top, the second one. Yes.
So you're only
And-
gonna go down one.
Well, here's what I want to tell you. Like, I could be like, oh, I'm going to go under this one that's at the first part of this one, because the twisty part. I want to catch the last, I'm headed this way, so I want to catch the second half of it.
So after the X.
After the X. That probably helped a little bit when I did that. So after the X, so I'm catching this right here. And normally I would not be doing this upside down and backwards. So I caught that second part. Now this is gonna make it way easier because when I go back into my signature right here at this sewing station, I came out that one, I'm coming out this one, I'm going into that one. When I go back into it, it's gonna create that ladder effect. And when we have our fourth signature on, it's gonna be way easier to get that second part. See how it's starting to ladder? Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Or like that. It's not really a ladder.
Got it.
Coming out. I'm going to find this top part right there. I'm going down. Whoops, I don't want to do both of them. I just want to do this top one. The first few are kind of tricky. So I'm going down on that top one. And then back in here. Okay, now I'm at the kettle station. So we're gonna see the first kettle stitch of this book. I'm coming out the kettle station. And with the kettle stitch, I'm gonna do kind of back in sort of situation. So you can see this ladder thing is starting to happen here and here. Okay, kettle stitch, I'll hold it right here again. Upside down and backwards. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this, in between the two signatures here. So I go underneath the signature below.
Unexpected.
And I'm just gonna have my needle do that. And I'm gonna hold a loop. Like that. And then I'm gonna come up through that loop like that. That's my kettle stitch. Bone fold, bring over my next signature. And this is the last one that I'm gonna show you before you guys start sewing and Peter still needs to punch.
And this is the
This is
third?
the fourth
Fourth,
signature.
okay. So the first kettle stitch happened after the third.
Correct,
One.
because we had to do the knot and that. All right, then I'm gonna come out my first sewing station here. And then this one's gonna be slightly easier because of that ladder effect that started to happen. So I don't have to wiggle around and do all the weirdness because I can just go right here and go like that. I do wanna make sure that I'm not sewing through my thread. And I'm gonna go back in and it's gonna even more emphasize that ladder.
Did you take this book?
No.
This is the first time that Dorothy's doing it. You've both done this. You both did Ooh La La. Okay. That was our French League class. It was called Ooh La La.
Lovely.
I'm a nut job. Just FYI.
I've recognized
On
all
her
of that.
resume.
It's Jamie, nut job. Qualifications, complete nut job. Okay, same thing. I'm not gonna do this at my spot. I'm gonna just sew it, but I want you guys to see it up close. So I can go right here, the farthest away part. And try not to catch any threads. And then back in. And then on this side, I'm gonna do the kettle stitch over here. And what's really cool is that you're gonna be like, oh, kettle stitch, and you'll just zip through the kettle stitch after the first couple of them. So I'm going under the signature below, right there, on the inside of that kettle stitch, meaning this side of the thing. And then I hold the loop and come up through the loop. And again, if you and Peter, I'm talking to you, Jory, and Peter need any kind of help as we're sewing, just ask, because Ricky's done this a bunch of times, and Anna's on the other side of you, and both people can help. I'm offering up your services, Ricky. So now I can just keep pulling my signatures over and finish. The very last signature, the very last kettle station, you literally just do 2 kettle stitches, and that's your knot.
Okay, under
Okay.
the same one below. You just
Correct.
double or whatever you do.
Yeah,
Okay.
and when you're doing the kettle stitch, I'm not going all the way down to the bottom. I'm just going right below.
The one below, yeah.
Correct. I had a student once who was doing a chain link, and he went all the way down to the bottom on every chain link, and it was like, oh, sweetheart.
Oh, buddy.
But that's fine. It's
How
fine.
does that impact